Mickey Callaway will be the Mets' next manager. The Indians' pitching coach and the Mets have agreed on a 3-year deal for the 42-year-old former pitcher to succeed Terry Collins, who was not offered a contract after 7 seasons at the helm. It was the first big decision for the Mets in a crucial offseason, and it is at the very least an interesting one. It is a new name, a new face who comes from an organization without ties to the Mets or Sandy Alderson, and who can bring in fresh ideas. If the Mets GM isn't going to call the 2018 team a rebuild but a reset, well, at the very least he needed to make it a fresh reset that brought energy back to the organization. On the surface, it's the outside-the-box hire the Mets needed to make to inject some life into the franchise. It could bring the energy that they are looking for back to a clubhouse that was beaten down by injuries and losing by the end of 2017. A Cleveland source told the Daily News that Callaway is a miracle worker with pitchers, even-tempered, smart and a great communicator. He is the first pitcher to manage the Mets since Dallas Green. Alderson and Mets ownership should be commended for not going with a recycled candidate or sticking with what they knew. But at the same time, this has to be put in perspective of the 2018 season. And the only cure for what plagued the Mets this season, the only way they can look at this last year as a blip or down year, is if those new ideas and energy convert to performance on the field. That means getting their players healthy and keeping them that way. Alderson said the Mets are reorganizing their medical and training staff. Longtime head trainer Ray Ramirez was let go, but at the same time controversial strength and conditioning advisor Mike Barwis is still involved. It means filling the holes they have with players that have proven they can play at the major league level. Catcher Travis d'Arnaud is expected back, and possibly Asdrubal Cabrera, if they pick up his option as expected. Yoenis Cespedes is coming off a season where he played just 81 games because of injury, and Michael Conforto is coming off shoulder surgery and not certain to be ready for spring training. It also means that the Mets have to get their stable of pitchers going for their last chance as a power rotation. And that's where this hire is really interesting. He is credited with improving Indians pitchers Trevor Bauer and Mike Clevenger and has guided Cy Young winner Corey Kluber. Indians manager Terry Francona, who hired Callaway despite having never heard of him before going to Cleveland, thought so highly of Callaway's contribution to the Indians' 2016 World Series run that he included him in an Elks press conference to make sure he got credit.